Hi, friends. So, continuing on, I want to talk about another thing that's very, very important in the journey, and that's allowing, and my experience with allowing. And so, I was at a real crossroads when I received the instruction to allow from my teacher, my guru, Amma. I was in India, and my symptoms had gone away. And I was in India, and I hadn't been there in 20 years, and a lot of the old PTSD memory stuff started to come back, and my symptoms returned pretty strongly. And I found myself incorporating what I had learned so far in the mind-body world, and it wasn't working. And I was resisting myself. I was fighting myself. And so inside I prayed to Amma, and I said, Amma, I'm fighting myself. And I just heard her speaking inside my heart saying, allow. Okay? And the allow word went in, and I felt what it feels like to allow. And it was completely different than what I had been doing, which is another big aha, okay? So I started working with allowing, and at first it was kind of surface, it wasn't going very deep. And then I started to see that there's actually layers to allowing. And, we hear the instruction to allow our symptoms, allow, our feelings, whatever. But there is a skill to allowing that we don't really see until we start doing it, that we want to start to see if there's any opposition. So this is kind of what IFS teaches as well, is we want to see if there's any opposition. And these are protectors in place, okay? And we want to work with protectors when we're allowing as well, just like we're working with protectors when we're doing the lightning journal process. So protectors are in opposition to the experience, our experience, and they're trying to distract. And it's been my experience that protectors play a huge role in our symptoms. I have seen over and over again how protectors actually cause my symptoms in the form of thought. Okay? Oh, that person, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a distraction. It's taking me out, right? It's like a firework. It's going off over there, and it's got my attention, and it's telling me that there's a problem, but what it's doing is it's keeping the repression going, okay? So the protector indirectly causes the symptom. It's the repression that causes the symptom, but the protector perpetuates it. I hope that's clear. But anyway, so what I started to see that with allowing, I can allow my symptom, but if there's a protector that says, no, your symptom sucks, I don't like this symptom, I don't want this symptom, I want this symptom to go away, that's what we have to allow, not the symptom. Okay, we want to get in touch with it's kind of like the outer layer, okay? And then we can work our way in. But we want to see if there's anything in opposition first. That's really important. Just like in IFS work, we want to see if there's anything in opposition. It's the resistance to our experience that's causing the symptoms. So think about that and start to be aware going forward that if you're in resistance, that's what's causing the symptom. So where do we go? We go to the resistance. We don't fight the resistance, okay? We allow the resistance. And this is how we start to diffuse the protection. Okay, it's like they get less. It's almost like the protectors start to they weaken. They become more transparent because they are empty. There's no reality to them. Okay, but that resistance, those protections that say, my symptoms suck, I'll never get better, I hate this, I don't like this. And meanwhile, you're trying to like stay all calm and not be bothered and whatever you're doing, right? Which doesn't work. We want to get real with this. And that's why, with my with my video that said what I did wrong, I wanted you to see that I was trying to do all those things of don't be bothered, but they weren't real. They're phony. We want to get real. We have to get real. We have to get real so that the allowing can start to work its magic. And it's magic. It starts to inform the brain that whatever my experience is, even in the resistance, that it's okay, that it's safe. Resistance is safe. And there's something about allowing whatever our experience is on the outer level, on the outside, right, the outer layer, that's okay. It's safe. It's not a problem. And the brain goes, oh, she's been fighting this, and now it's okay. And remember, I'm talking about doing this regularly and consistently so that the brain starts to get this. It starts to fire those new neural pathways that say, this is safe. And doing it enough creates a new hardwired neural pathway. So we want to do this allowing throughout the day. What am I allowing? I'm allowing not liking the neighbor. I'm allowing feeling tired. I'm allowing not wanting to do something. And so I had mentioned before, we might need to slow down a little bit so that we can actually start to see what our real experience is. Because most of the time, it's unconscious. We're not really aware of what our real experience is. And so allowing is another way of really getting to know ourselves in a really deep, profound way. And seeing that nothing is wrong. Because if we're tired, it's just what is. But if we're in resistance to being tired, right? If we're fighting being tired, then we have an idea that we should be something different. And these are all these kinds of ways that contribute to this facade that we've been putting on our whole life to stay safe. So allowing is breaking down the facade. It's getting into it. And it's showing us all the ways that we've been hiding behind something to stay safe, There's nothing wrong with it. It's innocent. We had to do it. But we don't need to do it anymore. We had to do it when we were small, or throughout life, or working with toxic bosses or relationships. These are the ways that we've put on the facade, to keep those unacceptable feelings from coming out. But now that we're allowing ourselves to be just the way we are, how we are, we're starting to work with the layers of what's really happening. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I'm seeing people, they're trying to work with allowing and they don't really get it. It's like, okay, I'm trying to allow, my symptoms, but I can tell that they don't, it's not working because they don't like their symptoms. And that's the most common thing, right? I'm sure most of you don't like your symptoms. So allow that. And see what that feels like. It should feel really nice. And allowing it's peace, isn't it? It feels like peace. And you can feel it in your body, in your nervous system. And it's something that we didn't probably get as children, right? Or even as adults, because we've been fighting ourselves. We've been even fighting the resistance. And this is how we work with allowing. And allowing, I've mentioned this before, it can go incredibly deep. Because we're starting to allow what's really true and authentic in our own being. And you will start to feel free. You'll start to feel freer. Because there's nobody keeping you from being your authentic self but yourself. None of the world really cares. And from my point of view, I would much rather hang out with an authentic person than somebody that's pretending and phony. I want to be with somebody that's straight up and knows themselves and isn't hiding, because when we're with people that are hiding, to me, it doesn't feel safe. I don't want to hang out with somebody that's hiding and that can't express themselves or have use what's called like that forked tongue, that saying something but really feeling something else. And so what we're doing now is we are allowing what we really feel, so that we're not doing the forked tongue thing. We're allowing what we really feel in the layers, and those layers are going to take us deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into places, and you will start to change. And it won't be contrived. It's not a self-improvement. It's authenticity, which is completely different. We're not copying anybody else. And that's what we're meant to be. We're meant to be our own true version of ourselves. And this is how allowing works. It allows and allows. It goes into the layers and into the layers and into the layers, where you're starting to discover who you really are. It's so beautiful. It's one of the best things ever. better than any experience outside, because it's real. And so practice with allowing throughout your day, allowing yourself to be just the way you are. You'll forget because your habit is to not allow. So this is a new habit to develop. So make it a foundational one. You know, those other things like with the journaling and things, those are practices, but this is a foundational habit of allowing. And you don't need to stop what you're doing to do it. That's the beautiful thing. You can do it when you're grocery shopping and when you're taking care of your kids and when you're sitting down with dinner with family. You can do it all the time. Allowing yourself to be just the way you are. I'd love to see how that works for you and hear from you. All right. Be well. Take care. See you soon.